What is up, guys? Dzeeff here, and in today's video I want to not only open the new structure deck that just came out, Mechanized Madness, but also I want to show you some really awesome items that I was just sent. So we'll talk about this in a second here, but you see a couple of the items here, and I have the big item that I'll show you in a second, but basically these are all from thinknewofficial.com, and shout out to them for sending me these for free. I thank them a lot. I'm not paid to sort of promote them here, but they did send me all these items, as well as this really cool one I'm going to show you in a second. So these items are all pins, and they're really nice. So we have a Blue Eyes Small Dragon here, SMOL, which you're going to see a plushie of that in a second. And then we have the 3 God cards, I mean, of course. And these are really cool. I see a lot of people use pins either on their backpacks, sometimes their play mats, a lot of times in their calculator cases. I have a lot of pins in my calculator case, so I'm going to put some of these in there. Also, we got a couple stickers here. We have Blue Eyes, we have Obelisk. But the real reason I contacted them, and I couldn't resist, because I love plushies. I have a lot of Pokemon plushies, and I have not a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh plushies, but I saw this and I needed it. So this is Blue Eyes Small Dragon, and sorry, I've zoomed out my camera as much as possible, but this is the most adorable Yu-Gi-Oh product I have ever seen in my entire life. All of this stuff is unofficial, of course, but holy crap, this is insanely cool. I mean, it is just so cute. I mean, let's take a look here. What size is it? Oh, it's the small size. Gosh, this is just, I love plushies. I love Pokemon plushies and stuff, official, unofficial, whatever. And when I saw this, I just knew I had to try to get one, and I would have bought it anyway, but I thought I'd go out on a limb there and ask them if they would send me it, and they sent me all this stuff, not just a plushie. But this is really, really cool, and this website actually has a whole bunch of other cool stuff, you know, more pins, more stickers. I believe it has a t-shirt that has this Blue Eyes on there, which is really exciting as well. And what's especially cool is that if you guys want to buy anything from the website, which will be in the description below, as well as all the other social media for that website, but if you want to buy anything, you actually get 15% off of any order over $50, at least for the next 30 days, which is really, really exciting. So if you guys want the pins or the Blue Eyes Small Dragon, make sure to use my code DZEEF when you're checking out. You'll get 15% off for the next 30 days, which is really, really cool. I do believe because of everything that's going on right now, they're only shipping to US and Canada, so also keep that in mind. If you want one of these, hopefully you live in one of those areas. Thank you so much to Think New for sending me all this stuff. It is just really, really awesome. You know, I wasn't expecting even an answer at all, so the fact that they not only sent me what I asked for, but also a whole bunch of bonus stuff is just fantastic. So make sure to go out there and check out their website. Like I said, it'll be in the description below, as well as all their other social media. They have Twitter, they have Facebook, they have Instagram, all that good stuff. And make sure to use that code DZEEF when you're checking out to get 15% off your order of over $50. Anyway, now that we talked about this, which is like the main focus of the video, because I love this stuff. It's really, really good. I love plushies. They're great. We're also going to take a look at this new structure deck that just came out. So it's kind of a weird time because so there's the Shaddoll structure deck was the previous one, which is like super competitively viable. And there's also the Sacred Beast structure deck, which is the next one, which a lot of people are excited for. And I haven't seen a lot of discussion about this one, Mechanized Madness, but there's actually a lot of good new cards and a lot of good reprints. So I thought we'd take a look in today's video. I know a lot of you guys, you know, you can't necessarily get out of the house right now, and maybe your locals has closed, so you might not actually be able to get one of these structure decks. So I thought it'd be cool to open it on the channel here and just kind of give some of my first impressions. First off, of course, we have the playmat, and I say this every single time, but these playmats look really nice, but they're kind of not practical to use, which is fine though, because at official events, Konami does give away, well, you have to win them, but they give away sort of rubberized versions of these playmats, which are fantastic. You notice this one doesn't even come, does it not actually come with a beginner's guide? Wait a second. This has on the other side probably all of the information for, yeah, some combos, some cool combos, as well as some stuff you can buy. This is actually where we got the first leaks for Eternity Code. We see 2 of these secret rares there. This card is like the Infinite Lost Wind. This is a new Ghost Girl hand trap, as well as Union Driver, which is an ultra rare in the set. And then yesterday, pretty much the entire set was leaked, which was pretty exciting as well. So we got that, but more importantly, we got the structure deck here. So we'll take a look at Machina Citadel, as well as many of the other new cards. So the Machina cards actually do hold I can't open this at all, it's impossible. The Machina cards actually do hold a special place in my heart. I remember buying that structure deck way back in the day, and actually a couple of cards from there ended up being pretty expensive before they got reprinted. The most recently, actually, Scrap Recycler, for the longest time, actually only had one printing. It was in the Machina Madness structure deck, not this one, but it is also in this one, but that was the original printing. Didn't get reprinted for a very, very long time, up until recently, where it had that super rare print, which is pretty cool. What do we got back here? Holy crap, look at all this. Look at all this advertisement. So we used to only have the Duel Links one, which is still there, but now we have, let's see, this is the Legacy of the Duelist Link Evolution. Cool. And Eternity Code. What the heck? Scan here to learn more. I will. Oh, nice. Beginner. Oh, here's the bit. Oh, I see. Okay, this is a beginner's guide. They don't even include it in the actual box anymore. I've talked about for a long time here on the channel that they don't include the actual sort of rule book in the structure decks anymore, but now they took out the beginner's guide as well. So we have Machina Citadel here, which is pretty, I guess I'll put these closer to the camera. Machina Possess Storage. Okay, that's a new level 4 monster. Machina Irradiator. Nice, nice. Machina Redeployment. Pretty cool. An unauthorized reactivation. Man, it is just so crazy to think how many super rares and ultra rares these structure decks nowadays actually come with. It's just really, really crazy because back in the day, I mean, you only had the one ultra rare, the cover card, and everything else was common. Next up, we have Machina Irradiator. Machina Fortress, a classic card. This thing was good for a very, very long time, but also it actually sort of recently topped in some Orcus variants. You could summon this, well, you still can, but you can summon this card off of Urgent Schedule as well as Scrap Recycler, which is actually like a pretty good combo. Remember, all the Orcus cards are machines, or I guess most of them are machines as far as I know, so you can summon this card by discarding an Orcus monster. It's actually like a really nice starter for that deck. Machina Gear Frame. Nice. Machina Peacekeeper. So in the original structure deck a long time ago, Fortress was the ultra rare, and then these two cards, Peacekeeper and Gear Frame, those were the super rare cards. And for a while there, they were actually played on like a lot of different decks, going Gear Frame to +1 into Fortress, and then summoning Fortress pretty much for free just by discarding itself, another machine monster. That was pretty tough back in the day to actually deal with. Machina Force, okay. Machina Megaform, nice. Machina Cannon, really weird to see that as a common instead of a super rare. Then we have the original set of Machina, so we have Machina Soldier, Sniper, Defender, and then Commander Covington. So the old combo, the idea with these cards, although this wasn't very competitive, but use Commander Covington, which says you can send one face-up Machina Soldier, Sniper, and Defender you control to the graveyard, special summon one Machina Force from your hand or deck. So you'd have to control all 4 of these monsters at the same time. They don't really have too great of effects to get themselves on the field, and then you would send all of them to the graveyard to summon Machina Force, which has 4,600 attack points and 4,100 defense. Holy crap, pretty crazy. Sort of like modern era, well, not really modern anymore, but kind of like Magnet Warriors all combining into Valkyrian. Okay, we have the Star Destroying Kaiju. That's pretty cool. Seeing Kaijus in starter decks still kind of catches me off guard. We have Snowplow Hustle Russell. Gen X Ally Birdman, which seems to pop up in a lot of starter decks, a lot of structure decks these days, so that's pretty cool. Scrap Recycler, so it's kind of fitting for 2 of the 3 printings of this card to both be in some sort of Machina structure deck. I think that's kind of funny. This card didn't see play for a long time. I mean, it just wasn't very good. It actually has another effect. A lot of people don't even realize is there these days, but it says once per turn you can shuffle 2 level 4 Earth machine monsters from your graveyard into your deck to draw 1 card. Pretty cool. It comes up with a lot of these cards actually because all of these are Earth level 4s, and like Gear Frame's level 4 as well, Earth, and you could do it with like gadgets, you could do it with Gear Geas, so sort of played back in the day, but for the most part, we're living in the time period where Scrap Recycler is its most competitive. We have Torque Toon Gear, couple Union monsters, I believe, in this. Righty Driver, and probably a Lefty Driver, and Despot 001 and Despot 0... What the heck? That is probably like the weirdest inclusion. I guess it gains attack because you have machines on the board. That is a very strange inclusion. Just 2 random despots, pretty much. All right, we have Machina Defense Perimeter, new continuous spell card. Machina Armored Unit, which was, I believe, in the original structure deck from back in the day, which is pretty cool. Iron Call, and you're going to see some really cool reprints here. Iron Call is a pretty cool reprint, not like super valuable, but there's some really cool ones as we go along. So we have Iron Call, Iron Draw, Magnet Reverse. This is one of the biggest reprints, if not the biggest reprint of this entire structure deck. Prior to this card only had 1 printing as a super rare, and it's if you guys have paid attention to like House of Champs over the past like year or so, maybe even longer, this is like the card, well, the original version, always would go up to like $15, $20, $25, $30. Even when it wasn't seeing a lot of play, it was like one of the cards that always got bought out and stuff, so it's pretty cool to see a common reprint. Hopefully that won't happen anymore, because I know as a common version there's no reason to buy out the old super rare. Then we have Limiter Removal, which is still pretty fun for ending games. Ties of Brethren. Pot of Avarice, newly at 3 copies per deck. I'm not sure if I'd actually play it in a Machina deck. You actually kind of want a lot of your cards in the graveyard. You're not going to want to shuffle back a Fortress, so I don't know why it's in here, but I guess it's kind of cool. Cosmic Cyclone, which is sort of like the new MST that's been printed in like every single structure deck and starter deck these days. Supply Squad, this was released originally in a starter deck. We have some trap cards. Machina Overdrive, Cyber Summon Blaster, boy that takes me back. Back to the Front, okay, cool, revival card. 2 Back to the Front for our Trap Trick. Very, very strange to see this card as a common, but you can see the artwork there a lot better. Trap Trick has obviously been played a ton, and it actually was just reprinted as a super rare out of Secret Slayers, so it's kind of cool to see as a common as well. This card used to be, when it only had 1 printing, very, very expensive for a pretty long time, so seeing this card get reprinted in a really, really accessible way is fantastic. Then we have Begone Knave, and the last card, oh, what's this? Yes, a common Solemn Strike. I mean, who would have thought that we would see this happen eventually? I mean, this is crazy. Solemn Strike, you know, not the most expensive card anymore. It has a lot of reprints, but still, seeing these old, like, expensive secret rares that used to be like $60, $65 printed in structure decks is just always really, really jarring for me. I don't know. I'm sure one day we'll get Infinite Impermanence in a structure deck and Pot of Extravagance in a structure deck, and it'll seem really, really weird. I remember like seeing Pot of Desires in a structure deck was pretty weird as well. I was in the Pendulum one. So that's it for the Mechanized Madness structure deck. It's pretty cool. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to once again check out thinknewofficial.com. I'll put a link in the description below to check out Blue Eyes Small Dragon as well as their other items, and make sure to put in Dzeeff on the checkout to get 15% off your order of $50 or more. Make sure you spell Dzeeff correctly though, because it's okay, but a lot of people spell my name wrong, but for the code to work you will have to spell it correctly, so make sure it's Dzeeff with a capital D. Anyway, I'll see you guys later. Thank you so much for watching today's video. Thank you to Think New for giving me all these great items, and I'll see you guys in the next video.